Hey, good morning, guys. This is Tara LaShawn, and this is the Weekly Tea, which is a weekly web series where I come to you and I just tell you about what's been going on this past week. So it's Friday, February 15th, and I live in Dallas. Dallas has been a mess for the last week. Ever since Thursday. My last video that I did record was Thursday morning, and I was talking about my feelings on the Sterling shooting and on the shooting of the man in Minnesota. And the protest was that Thursday night. I was going to be in downtown hanging out, but I was not going to go to the protest because I've gone to a couple of protests, and even though they can be peaceful, there's always this eerie feeling you never know what people's intentions are when they're there, because people are taking pictures of you. If you have a sign, they're taking pictures, and you don't know where those pictures are going to end up on the internet, because it might end up in a hate group, or look at these stupid da-da-da-da-das, anything like that. So I'm real self-conscious. So I use my platform to protest, okay? So I use my platform to talk about serious topics, okay? Somehow I just could not do anything Thursday night. I was drained. So I came home, I fell asleep, and I woke up, and I'm like, to all these text messages saying, are you all right? Are you okay? People saying, the alerts on Facebook saying, with people saying, I'm safe. I'm in Dallas and I'm safe. And I'm like, what happened? Found out there was a shooter in a parking garage, and they were shooting after the protest, and 11 cops were wounded and 5 died. And I feel my condolences to those families, because I have met over the last week as well, going to organization meetings and everything. I've met people who know, or who by 6 degrees of separation know someone in the someone associated with the family, or the wife, the kids, and it's very sad. It's really sad, and it's horrible. And I kind of knew eventually something was going to happen, but I did not expect for it to happen here in Dallas. Every time there's a protest, and it can be very peaceful, okay? But, and it doesn't even have to be a protest, but anytime something is going on with, we want justice for this person getting shot, we want justice for this person getting killed. A police officer is killed not too many days from that. And a lot of people, they got their conspiracy theories. They're saying, well, it's to take your mind off the fact of the slaying of these innocent people by the police. It's staged to take you away from what's going on. And there's a lot to talk about. What happened in Dallas was staged. The guy that it took them forever to figure out who the shooter was, or to announce who the shooter was. And there was all types of stuff out there. First, it was like they had this picture of a white guy saying it was a KKK person. Then they showed the guy that they said who was military trained and everything. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. It's just crazy. But I mean, my heart does go out, and I don't believe that anybody should lose their life. And I know I said in the last video, and I was being sarcastic, and I really didn't mean go out and shoot police. No. Please, that is not what I meant. Do not misinterpret me. I was saying we feel hopeless as people, and sometimes we think of the most drastic things to do. But if we go out there and we try to take vengeance on police officers, we're going to have the innocent and the guilty. And the innocent is usually going to get it. And they don't deserve it either. All lives matter. But the whole thing with Black Lives Matter is we're bringing up the issue of black males and women being killed by police officers, and the police officers not having any kind of ramifications for it. They're not getting any. I mean, there's no justice. So that's the whole thing. It's not the new KKK, as I don't even know her name, because I'm not even trying to take the time to learn it. The sunny, bright Caucasian woman that's on TV, whatever. no, it's not meant for hate. It's meant to bring awareness. And it's so frustrating trying to just be like, look, as my niece says, can't we all just get along and share chicken nuggets? But okay, I'll move on. And President Obama was here. Did you see the clip? President Obama's up here talking, and woman in the front row, and she, and folks like, no, she wasn't asleep. She just was being disrespectful. I mean, whatever. That chick was asleep, okay? She was dozing off, all right? But it's just been, Dallas has been crazy. I mean, it's been shootings, and it was a shooting in DeSoto this week at a Waffle House. And I'm like, okay. I went to high school in DeSoto and lived in DeSoto at the time. I'm like, man, I went to that Waffle House after prom, and they gonna went and shot it up. UNT got mugs that's got sexual stuff on them. It's just been a lot of crazy stuff going on. Texas has just been messed up. So let me just move on to some lighter news, okay? So Wendy Williams, last week too, she was talking all that smack about historically black universities and about the NAACP. And right after she said all that stuff, she started losing those sponsors. You think, Wendy? Then Roland Martin called her out. So this week on her show, she had Roland Martin come on, and she was like, I'm going to admit I was wrong. I'm a big enough person to admit when I'm wrong. And we're like, okay, Wendy, okay. And so she gets Roland Martin on the show, and first of all, I was like, okay. She's like, I like the black and gold that you have going on. He's like, oh yeah, it's an alpha thing. You're an alpha? I'm like, oh my goodness, Wendy, this is why I'm gonna take your job one day, and my wigs are gonna be extremely flawless, and I'm gonna be animated, but I'm not gonna be all that how you doing animated. How can you not research your guests? I know it's a small thing, but you at least need to know who coming down there. She didn't know he was an alpha. I'm like, oh my goodness, girl. Or maybe she was playing dumb. Who knows? But she just looked so uncomfortable the whole time, their segment. And she wasn't animated. You know how Wendy is when she gets guests. She's all over the place. She's like, how you doing? And da, 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 da. But she was just like, she's like a little child that just got a spanking and was sitting there. And you sitting there and you trying to recover from it. And her body language kind of, to me and my homegirl were talking about it. We were like, she just kind of looked like she's just so uncomfortable. She's like, and she's asking questions, and she's just like, I'm like, she probably still feels the same way she felt, because she said it with so much conviction, so much passion, and now she's like, oh, I'm learning. And I'm not saying she could be learning, but to me, she seemed she seemed completely awkward. And that's just my opinion, and she probably still feels the same way that she feels. And my homegirl said the same thing. But anyway, moving on. Monique was on the Preachers with Jamal Bryant and John whatever. And she's talking about how her marriage is open. And she was basically telling John, who he was just too animated for me. And I was not digging that shirt without, close that shirt up. You're not a playboy like that. Don't be having that going on. And she's like, people are saying she's a big girl with all this money. And he's this type of guy. And she gonna let him do this to her. And she was like, actually, it was my choice for us to even do. If it was my decision. Everybody like, it was his decision. She's like, it was my decision. I'm on the road and I'm this and I'm that. And she's like, what we mean is we have open communication 24/7. And she was trying to explain it, which to me, I'm like, look, it's none of our business. That's just me personally when it comes to people and what they do in their marriage. Is if you swing, if you got an open marriage, whatever. When she first said that they had a open marriage, of course people thought about sex, and then I was like, when I was listening to her, when I was listening to her explain, I'm like, you mean open, like, communication? So whatever's going on, if he's thinking about sleeping with somebody else, if he's thinking about doing this, you guys talk about it. Doesn't necessarily mean you act on it, you talk about it. And I was like, that's what I was thinking, and maybe that's what it is, but it's still confusing because you got these different definitions getting mixed in there. But she was on there trying to explain, and then she she told John, because John got the check. She said, you do it one more time here. She said, you roll that head one more time. Monique read him on TV, and she said, you might want one. Tell me, you might want one. Ask your wife when the cameras get started. I'm like, they might have one. Who knows? You know, I'm like, don't try to diss other people for how that's their marriage. It really doesn't have anything to do with us. It's between them and God. That's how I look at it. Unless somebody is in a situation where they're being abused, tormented, their spouse got them chained up in the basement somewhere, feeding them some molded bread, then somebody needs to take concern. If you got it where he can go do this, and I don't care if she can go do this, that ain't none of our business. Tea time. So, and also, oh my gosh, I found out in Nice, France, it was 75 people. They were hit. I said I was going to the lighter news, but I just thought about this. 75 people were hit by a truck. So, oh my goodness, let's pray for Nice. Not nice, Nice. I heard somebody say, what happened in Nice, France? Like, this is why you work at Walmart. Crazy. Snoop Dogg, oh my goodness, he was on Family Feud, Celebrity Family Feud with Steve Harvey. That was the funniest thing when he was playing Fast Money, and he was actually answering. He was doing really good, and then it was like the second to last question. It was like, name something. Finish the sentence. Pie in the, and he said horse. And Steve said, what? Did you? He said, people, when you do certain things, you lose brain cells. I'm like, you didn't have to call Snoop double G out. I'm like, and he was like, I want to know what he said. Steve like, I want to see if this pops up. And then he was on there again, and Snoop was going against Sugar Ray Leonard, and and it was a question like, if a woman caught her man smoking marijuana, what's the first thing she would do? Snoop hit it. So there go a joke from Steve talking about, man, Sugar Ray, you think you got fast hands? He got fast hands when it comes to talking about weed, talk about marijuana. So Snoop says, put them hands on him. And they're like, we need they're in the back. They're like, we need clarification. What does that mean? I'm like, and he's like, she would attack him, hit him. So that came up, it was on there. And then Sugar Ray Leonard replied, and he was like, yell at him. And it was like number 2 or 3. And he was like, you gonna play? He like, Steve Harvey like, I can't believe Snoop Dogg didn't get the number 1 answer on a question about marijuana. And I'm like, okay. I just thought that was funny. That was one of those moments where you just needed to laugh. Everything going on, you need to laugh. And that was funny. Sorry, at Snoop Dogg's offense, but I don't think Snoop was too offended, because Snoop like, yeah, you know I smoke. I'm gonna go smoke after the show. You know, Willie Nelson, he in the back too. He at the hotel room. He got it all set it up. Him, Bootsy Collins, we all finna get. but anyway, oh, what else gonna happen? Oh yeah. Cynthia, the model from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Cynthia and Peter are getting a divorce, and Peter's like, well, I'm like, what? She's filing for divorce? When did that happen? And it's like, after everything you've done, you think she's not going to divorce you? oh my goodness. And he's like, I was totally blindsided by his. No, you weren't, Peter. Portia was blindsided by her divorce. You, on the other hand, were not. Speaking of Portia, I think, did she get arrested? I kind of briefly heard about it because it happened way early in the week. Did she get arrested, or her former assistant got arrested for brawling or something? And oh my goodness, people, can we stop filming people fighting? That's one thing. I am so tired of fight videos. And it's sickening because, and I bring this up because I said brawling, and that's where my mind immediately went to, because I came across someone's YouTube channel, and it was just full of videos of, it was like people going mad or outrageous actions in public. And I was like, okay. And I was looking at him like, yeah, you screaming at this person for no reason. That's outrageous. A lot of fast food stuff. But then it's a lot of fight videos of people hitting each other and men cheering it on. And I'm like, really? Can we stop that? That is just of our races. Stop it. Gosh, just stop. But anyway, that's it, you know. And they're coming out with a Pokemon movie, and I'm like, who is gonna line up to see Pokemon? But there are a lot of people excited about it, and I'm like, if you still got Pokemon stuff, Pokemon was 2001. If you still playing with Pokemon or whatever, you just stop it. That's another thing, you need to stop it. So that's what's been going on. You guys tell me what's going on in your world. Yeah, I'm gonna get ready for this weekend because it's not finna stop. Ooh, I got a busy schedule. You see, my hair going up. It's going into a mohawk because I'm finna be so busy. But anyway, I'll holler at you guys later, and you guys give me your spell on it. Bye, lovelies.